Okay, good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I am Navardo Lopez, Bronx Borough Commissioner for the New York City Department of Transportation, and I want to welcome you all and thank you for joining us here at PS 28 on this very special day for street safety. Today, July 11th, New York City's speed camera program has massively expanded. We want to not only celebrate this moment, but continue to get the word out to drivers. But first, a quick introduction to some of our special guests here today. With us today is City Council Transportation Chair Ydanis Rodriguez, State Senator Gustavo Rivera, State Assembly Member Victor Pichardo. I'm also joined here today by NYPD Inspector Dennis Fulton.
Good morning.
And members of Families for Safe Streets, including Evelyn Cancel, who will speak today. We are also joined by Ellen McDermott, who is the Executive Director for Transportation Alternatives. And finally, we are also thrilled to be joined by the principal of PS 28, Stephen Beckles. Even though school's out for the year, this building remains an active site year-round. I'll let Principal Beckles speak on to how important it is for students and staff to have a speed camera activated here. In May, Mayor de Blasio gave details on how we would be scaling up New York City's speed camera program, which has been an essential element of our Vision Zero success these last 5 years. In short, the new law makes our program the biggest such program in the country, allowing cameras in 750 school zones throughout the city, which is 5 times more speed zones than we had under the previous law. And the new law allows us to operate cameras in double the amount of hours, as well as put those cameras in far more places, including locations such as this. Why is this location so important? An analysis of injury data on East Tremont Avenue, from Jerome Avenue to 3rd Avenue, showed it in the top 10% of Bronx corridors where people were killed or severely injured. From 2013 to 2017, this stretch saw almost 500 injuries, 30 of them which were severe injuries. Last September, tragically, 52-year-old cyclist Mitchell Agront was fatally struck about half a mile from this camera. And of course, PS 28 sits right here on the corner of Anthony Avenue and Tremont Avenue. Despite all the history, this location did not qualify for a speed camera under the previous law's requirements. The school's entrance is on Anthony Avenue, but students, parents, staff, all entered from all sorts of directions, often having to cross East Tremont Avenue. With the new law's extension of camera zones expanded to a quarter-mile radius from a school, we were able to install this camera along East Tremont Avenue. For the media that are here today, we need your help. We need your help to continue spreading the word on what the new law means for motorists throughout New York City. As of today, speed cameras will operate year-round, weekdays from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., including during the summer and summer vacations and all school vacations. After all, as we can see, just because school has been out for a couple of days does not mean there are no kids in and around schools. The law changing the maximum distance to a quarter-mile radius around a school means that cameras can be and will be installed near hundreds of more schools throughout the city. We will be activating new school speed zones citywide at a rate of about 40 zones a month in 2019, and we're going to increase that to 60 zones a month in 2020. By June 2020, the installations at 750 school zones throughout the city is expected to be completed. Zones will be prioritized based on where the data analysis shows we could have the greatest impact. We have taken maps of school zones with an overlay of places where there's known speeding and crashes, and we've arrived at high priority locations such as this one here today. And the stats speak for themselves. As part of our Vision Zero work, we know that cameras like this one change driver behavior. Cameras reduce speeding at school zones by 63%. And injuries in those school zones have dropped by 14% since they've been installed. And 80% of people who get a speeding ticket don't get a second one. so we know that the program is successful in changing driver behavior. We grieve, however, that fatalities are up this year after 5 straight years of declines. And as you all know, we are involved right now in creating a new plan that the mayor has charged us with. We will keep cyclists around this entire city safe. But we are continuing to double down on our Vision Zero work to keep all road users safe. This new speed camera, and hundreds more like it, will play a major role in doing that. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the DOT team that has gotten us here today. John DePaldo and Vinny Susie from our traffic operations will be overseeing this massive expansion of speed cameras throughout New York City. And thanks also go to several other individuals. Julia Kite-Laidlaw, Assistant Commissioner Kim Wiley-Shorts, and Michelle Kosick, whose passion for Vision Zero make a difference in the work we do every day. So now I want to bring up Inspector Fulton for a few words.
Thank you. Thanks. Good morning, everybody. Since its inception in 2014, the people and agencies working on New York City's Vision Zero program have strived to move forward in our goal of reaching 0 fatalities. The speed camera expansion is yet another step forward in reaching that goal. They are proven to reduce speeds, speeding being a leading cause in traffic fatalities. Speeding drivers are killing our most vulnerable road users, pedestrian and bicyclists. They're killing themselves also. Sorry. It is with this in mind that the NYPD this year has issued 81,869 summonses to speeding drivers. To put that into context, in 2013, the year before we started Vision Zero, we wrote 83,000 for the whole year. So speeding, we are addressing it, and these cameras are going to go a long way in reducing it further. Vision Zero has helped reduce traffic fatalities. We have been down in traffic fatalities for 5 years in a row. This means nothing, of course, to the families who have lost loved ones, or the families who will lose loved ones. That is why we are out here today, trying to change a dangerous driving mindset or culture and the disregard of the dangers posed by driving unsafely, especially speeding drivers. These speeding drivers, the impact is greater when they hit at speeding vehicles, and they have less reaction time. I want to thank the mayor, the governor, and our lawmakers in the city council and in Albany, the Department of Transportation, and all our Vision Zero partners for bringing about this expansion. Let's keep moving towards Vision Zero. Thank you again.
Thank you, Inspector Fulton. Now I'd like to bring up our partners in state government. I want to especially give them thanks for getting the law passed this year that allowed for this expansion and for being tireless advocates up in Albany. First, I'm going to introduce State Senator Gustavo Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner. Good morning, everyone. Now, we were very successful this year, the first year in the Democratic majority, and one of the first things that we got done was actually passing this law, which, as you heard, would expand to 750 schools around the city, the program that already exists and the successes that have already been described. Now, you've been out here for just a few minutes, and in just a few minutes, your cameras probably caught more than a few folks right behind us who were just speeding by, even though there's all these cameras here, police presence. So this is, think about what happens when none of you are here. So this is the reason why this program is so important. We want to make sure that we expand it across the city. It has an impact on the behavior of drivers. We want to make sure that we keep New Yorkers safe, which is why I'm proud that we got this done so early. Yo estoy aquí para decir que estamos muy orgullosos de lo que podemos hacer este año en el Senado estatal, en la mayoría demócrata. Y una de las primeras cosas que logramos fue pasar este programa. Expandir el programa de cámaras de velocidad a 750 escuelas en nuestra ciudad, protegerá a todos los neoyorquinos. Ustedes han estado aquí solamente un par de minutos y sus cámaras han podido captar a varias personas que, inclusive con toda esta presencia, estaban haciendo todo este tipo de velocidad atrás de nosotros. Y es por eso que es necesario que pensemos que cuando ustedes no están aquí, todavía estas cosas están ocurriendo. Vamos a asegurarnos que cambiemos eso, y por eso es que este programa, la expansión de este programa es tan importante y es un orgullo estar aquí. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Senator. I'm now going to turn it over to Assemblymember Victor Pichardo.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you to my colleagues in government, State Senator Rivera, Chairman Rodriguez, for joining us here today. This is a great day for the Bronx. This is a great day for the city of New York, and I just want to reemphasize the fact that this is what happens when government works. We are trying to solve a problem that has been plaguing our communities, which is traffic fatalities, and making sure that we lessen this till the point we get to zero is going to make our community safer and make our children safer and make our children feel that when they're crossing the street going to school, that they don't have to dodge cars and dodge traffic to make sure that they get to school, okay? And again, I want to thank Principal Beckles, who's been a partner in this as well. But more importantly, I just want to make sure that we emphasize the fact that to the drivers who say, and the arguments have said, well, this is just simply a revenue generator for the city of New York. It's nonsense. If you don't speed, you won't get a ticket. So when you pay attention and you pay attention to the traffic laws and you make sure that you're driving at an adequate speed and making sure that you're following all the traffic laws, you won't get a ticket. So this is simply just to prevent tragic loss of life, but more importantly, making sure that drivers and children are safe. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, Assemblymember Pichardo. Next, I want to bring up City Council Transportation Chair Idanis Rodriguez. I've worked with Chair Rodriguez for many years, and I've known him always to be a tireless advocate for safer streets. So, Chairman Rodriguez, thank you.
Well, thank you, Commissioner. Thank you, everyone from the family for Safe Street, TA, NYPD, my colleague at the state level. Speed cameras save lives. No one should get a ticket. And the only thing that they need to do is to drive by 25 miles per hour. So as my colleagues say, there's not an intention for the city of New York to get revenue from the speed camera, but we wanted to change the culture. But we wanted to deal with the epidemic of crashes, hit and run. A lot of lovely New Yorkers losing their life every day. Students, senior citizens, that unfortunately they've been hit. Crashes happening is a matter of time. Here we stand and we never know when it's going to be the next crash that will happen in the city of New York. So we want to change the culture. We want to make the city of New York the most walkable, the most pedestrians and cyclist friendly in the whole nation. What we can do here can be a role model for anything that we can do in different states. We need to go to DC. We need to be sure that we also get federal support, state support, to be sure that cyclists and pedestrians are protected. So the message is very clear to all the drivers. Please, the 1.4 million New Yorkers who own vehicles and all the visitors that come here, drive under the speed limit, you will not get any ticket. By any chance you don't obey the law, you will get ticket in your house, and in that way we are committed to change the culture. Nosotros estamos aquí con una intención muy clara, mandar un mensaje de que nosotros vamos a cambiar la cultura en la nación. La ciudad de Nueva York va a ser un modelo para lo que podamos hacer en Nueva York, lo vamos a llevar a DC, a Washington DC, lo vamos a llevar a otras ciudades para nosotros asegurarnos que los peatones y los ciclistas y todos estén seguros. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair Rodriguez. Now I'd like to bring up the principal of PS 28, Stephen Beckles, to speak about what this camera means for his school, his students, and his staff. Principal Beckles.
Good morning, everyone. As principal to PS 28, one of the main lessons that we provide our students with is the business of learning in collaboration with others. This initiative speaks resoundingly as to what can happen when synergy is achieved. Standing behind me and countless others that are not here today, we now know and we can prove to our students that a goal can be achieved. and that goal can be sustainable. So I speak for the 733 students that attend PS 28 on a daily basis. Thank you. You have taught them a lesson today.
Thank you, Principal Beckles. And now I would like to bring up Evelyn Cancel from Families from Safe Streets. Evelyn is from the Bronx and suffered a senseless tragedy when she lost her young son Dante years ago. I thank the advocates for all they've done in helping us make this law a reality. It's truly been their efforts that's made this possible today. And I hope that this camera helps prevent the kind of tragedy that you suffered. Evelyn.
Hello, everybody. My name is Evelyn Cancel. This picture that you see right here is my son, Dante Curry, who was killed by a speeding, reckless driver at the age of 6 years old. I've been talking about this for many, many years. I think these cameras are needed. I think it's very important that we get this done. Enough with the talking, action needs to be done. We're saving kids. In the inner cities, you can see a lot of these kids don't have the resources to go to camp. So what they do, they play on these streets. They ride their bikes, they skate, and they're at risk at all times. We need to start saving children. This is not about money. This is not about the city gaining money. This is about saving lives. My son could have been saved, but he wasn't. And now I live with that every day. I call it a forever pain. I sleep with that pain, I wake up with that pain. That pain is so serious that at 2016, I suffered a heart attack. I sit here and my health is falling apart. I shouldn't be going through that, but I am. So please, support these cameras, make sure that they go up, do what you need to do, and let's stop riding reckless. To all the drivers, if you don't want to get hit in your pocket, obviously you don't like that, and you're talking about revenue for the city, well, don't give the revenue no city. You know how you do that? Stop speeding. Stop texting. Stop talking. Be focused when you're on the road and you're driving. You're dealing with human beings, not animals, human beings, and we all deserve to live. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Evelyn. At this moment, I want to bring up Transportation Alternatives Executive Director, Ellen McDermott.
Thank you. Good morning. First, I'd just like to thank all of the state legislators who got this done, including the ones here with us today. I'd like to thank Council Member Adonis Rodriguez, who has been a partner with Transportation Alternatives and Families for Safe Streets for years in the fight for speed safety cameras. And finally, I would really like to thank the Department of Transportation, Bronx Borough Commissioner Lopez and Commissioner Trottenberg. The DOT has been a partner in this fight with Transportation Alternatives, with families, with the Every School Coalition to get these cameras, to expand this program, and we couldn't have done it without you. And I know that the rollout will be careful and thorough, and the staff at the DOT will do a great job, so thank you for that. This is a great day for the people of New York City. The program that we already have in place for speed cameras, the 130 speed zones, has shown that speed cameras work. Where they are placed, we have seen the reduction of speeding up to 60%, 65%, and most people do not get a second ticket once they get one. Now that we have the ability to place these cameras in basically any part of the city and the expanded hours, we are going to see drop all over the city of speeding. We know that speeding is a leading cause of traffic crashes, and the higher the speed, the worse the traffic crash is for pedestrians, for cyclists, and for people in cars. As many others have said, if you don't want to get a ticket, don't speed. But what we really want to do is make this a safer city for everyone, people who walk, people who bike, and yes, even people who drive. So please, if you get a ticket, that's it. You'll never do it again. We have to change the culture that says your speed in your car is more important than the lives of our children, like Dante, to exist on the street. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.